Tonight is Wednesday, and my husband isn't feeling that good tonight, so he's not eating. And I thought it was the perfect opportunity to make some delicious fried green tomatoes. So I will be getting this recipe up because so many of you guys asked, but I didn't do it tonight. I just plan on enjoying them. So Wednesday night dinner. And I'm making some scallops and some of these Brussels sprouts. I haven't been feeling that good. I'm not sure how fish is going to go with my stomach, but we need to eat the scallops before they go bad. And we have these Brussels sprouts that I'm making. And for the Brussels sprouts, I have some bacon and onion. It's diced up or cut up, however you want to say it. Diced on the onion and kind of cut up in little pieces on the bacon. And I'm just going to cook that. And then I'm going to add my Brussels sprouts that I basically halved. And I'm going to put them right down kind of in the middle of the pan so they can get quite a bit of color on them. And we're going to put some chicken stock in with them and bring them up to a simmer. And they'll be ready to eat, and they'll be absolutely delicious. It's one of my husband's favorite ways that I make Brussels sprouts. It's delicious. Okay, so now the Brussels sprouts are in, and you just want to kind of move them around, but try to have them on cut side down so you get nice color. We're just going to let them be for a minute, and then we're going to add some chicken stock straight from a box tonight, and we're just letting these get some color. The bacon and onions have cooked, and these are delicious, I promise. And take it light on the salt and pepper just because the bacon's salty, but I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, now that these have been in there for a minute, I'm adding just a little bit chicken broth. We're going to bring it to boil, and I'm going to add just a little bit of garlic powder. Sometimes I add minced garlic. Tonight we're just going to, take it easy and make it garlic powder. So we're mixing everything up. We're going to bring that up to a simmer. You might need to add a little more chicken broth than what I have in right now. There we go. See, while it's simmering, you get the chicken broth absorbed into the delicious Brussels sprouts. And look at those. They are delicious. I've already had them. So the heat's off. It's time to get going on the scallops. For the scallops, I'm just patting them dry. I got some butter melting in a skillet. Now we're going to sear these, and you need to get the skillet really, really hot before you put them in to make that beautiful crust on the outside. So I've melted some butter in a small skillet, non-stick. I was going to make these outside, but this is a dinner that I'm making super fast. I've got the skillet heating up, and once I put the scallops in, I'm not going to touch it. So it's really hot. I'm going to turn it down a little bit now, and I'm going to get the scallops in. It's not going to take long. I'm not going to touch them for a minute though. They're not going to take long at all. Okay, so I can see they've got some pretty color. I'm just going to go ahead and flip them over. Be careful. And toss them right over. You want that beautiful caramelized color. Scallops are pretty bland in taste, kind of sweet, but they need a little bit of flavor to them. This is a perfect date night meal too. You can switch up the vegetables. Scallops are so easy to make, and they're a great romantic dinner that anybody can make. It's better to overcook them just a little bit than undercook them, but you can tell when they're done. They got color all over. They don't spring back as much, but you can tell. And I just like to shake them like that. Okay, so here is dinner finished. You can see the delicious Brussels sprouts and bacon and the scallops. I've got some melted butter, and that is our quick late night adult dinner for two. So tonight is Thursday. I'm making just some quick beef pasta. I also have some carrots with honey and brown sugar over them and some potatoes that I'm going to mash up real quick. And it's a kind of a late dinner. Sorry. I had pork loin planned, but my husband came home from work and really didn't want dinner. But now that it's, 9:30 p.m., he's hungry. So this is the quickest meal I can come up with, short of firing up the barbecue grill at 10 o'clock at night. So we're going to get this done really, really fast. And I'm going to get a lid on those potatoes so they come to a boil. And we're going to have a late night dinner. And there's dinner, everybody. Time to eat. So tonight is Friday night, and we are grilling out these amazing pork tenderloins that have been marinating all night. And we're going to grill some peaches with it, and we're also going to have some steamed broccoli. That's our dinner tonight. For the peaches that I'm going to grill, I just drizzled some honey over them. I didn't even pit them. You can if you want, but you don't have to. You can eat all that meaty flesh right up around the pit. And then for on top of the pork loin, I have, 4 or 5 tablespoons of golden peach jam. I have a couple splashes of Worcestershire sauce, a tiny little splash of soy, and some Dijon mustard just whisked together. And that will go on the pork at the very last minute and make almost like a sauce. And the broccoli is going to go on the stove to steam while the rest of dinner finishes up. Beautiful those look. You see them? Look really good. I just flipped them over. So I just put the peaches on, and the tenderloins are still cooking away. I'm going to close the lid, trap all that yummy goodness inside, and let it cook. I just got the pork tenderloin sliced up, well grilled. Let it rest, let it get it sliced up. There's our peaches. Don't forget we have brownies for dessert, and I'm going to get dinner plated up. And here's Friday night's dinner plated up. Pork tenderloin, peach pork tenderloin at that, with a grilled peach and some steamed broccoli. That's dinner tonight with our brownies for dessert. So tonight is Sunday, and this is the kind of dinner we couldn't make if Jackson was here. We're just having chicken salad sandwiches. I'm having a whole one. Scott's not even that hungry. He's having a half. We definitely couldn't do this like on a school night, but for Scott and myself tonight, this is what's for dinner, and it's plenty. So it's Monday night. We are having this delicious croque monsieur hot ham and cheese sandwich with a very simple salad. It just has cucumbers and tomatoes and some lettuce with a Riesling. This is our very adult meal on Monday night. My husband's just not feeling well, so we are not having fish till tomorrow. But this is our Monday night dinner. So tonight we are having steaks on the grill, and I'm just marinating these with a steak sauce that I found at the grocery store. And I've got them out at room temperature right now because you don't want to put cold meat on the grill. I'm going to pan sear these scallops just to make it easy. It looks like it might rain, and I'm just going to cook these inside. I have 2 cloves of garlic that I've drizzled some olive oil over and some salt and pepper. I'm going to wrap these up and put them on the grill first because they will be amazing. You just scoop out, or you can either squeeze out the clove of garlic and maybe put it in a baked potato or a little bit on your steak. It is amazing. I'm serious. These are so good. And I have 2 potatoes in the microwave pre-cooking before I put them on the grill. The grill is heating up right now. And then I will, spray them with some nonstick spray, wrap them up in aluminum foil, and put them on the grill too, so they get a little more of that grill taste, but don't take as long to cook outside. It stopped raining, so I got our potatoes on at the back. I did went ahead and put some asparagus in a bundle because it just falls through the grates a lot. I don't really like my food touching aluminum foil, but it is what it is. I really wanted my asparagus tonight, so I decided just to put it in a bundle. I've got our steaks on the side because I've got a good color on them, but we don't like really well done steaks. We like ours a little more medium, so I don't want them to get too overcooked. I'm going to give it a few more minutes, and then it won't be long until it's time to eat dinner. So here's dinner. It's finally done. You can see the steak and asparagus and baked potato and the roasted garlic. And we are going to eat, you guys. This is Tuesday night's dinner. Out here at Nude's, and Scott's got a beer. And they got racing up on the TVs. And we are waiting on our burgers. Our burgers. This burger is so delicious, you guys. It's like a rerun. You've seen me eat it here before. My husband's got some wings and a beer, and we are enjoying dinner. It's 4th of July, and we are having your typical American 4th of July dinner. Hot dogs and hamburgers out on the grill. It's going to be delicious and super easy. So I just put the cheese on. Dinner's almost done. This is perfect for my dinner tonight. The burger, mac and cheese, some fresh lemonade, which is extremely delicious. And happy 4th of July. It's time to munch down on dinner. We have spaghetti. And there's dinner. It looks really good. So this is going to be delicious. We are at the Asian buffet. And Scott's got some sushi. I've got some food. And it is time to eat. We are starving. So, lovely. It's dessert time. This is creme brulee. Supposed to be. A little chocolate cake. A little prep. Yum. Scott on the ice cream.
Yep.
So it's Tuesday night, and we're doing a little cheese tray. So there's lots of different cheeses, prosciutto, grapes, melons, and some plum fruit paste. So that is our very simple adult-like dinner. So today is Thursday, and I was supposed to make dinner in the crock pot. Sometimes that just doesn't happen, and I don't get it put in, and this is going to be a crock pot dinner that was supposed to be, done by now. I'm going to make it on the stove and in the oven, pretty much the same way, but increasing the temperature and cooking it a little bit faster in the oven. So I'm going to make Salisbury steaks. I got some ground beef right here. I've got some panko seasoning, Italian seasoning like breadcrumbs, salt and pepper, a little bit of milk, some cream of chicken. I know that might sound weird, but yes. An au jus gravy packet, some onion mix. I have a little plate of flour, and I have a bowl. So the first thing I'm going to do is mix up some breadcrumbs, about a half a cup in. I'm also going to put in the Lipton onion soup. There we go. A little bit of milk. And now I'm going to add some salt and pepper. And I can't do that holding the camera, not with the grinders. So I got everything in the bowl that I'm putting in the bowl for the Salisbury steaks. I am going to make them into little patties. I'm going to put them in here, but I'm going to take them over to the stove and brown them up. But first, before I do, I'm going to dredge them through some flour and then, put them in some hot oil, get them browned on the outside, and put them right back in here. So the first thing I need to do is mix this up. I do think it's important that you guys know if you are, mixing something up for like Salisbury steaks and meatloaf or even hamburgers, you don't want to overmix. So just get it incorporated. And now I'm going to form it into probably, 7-8 patties. So I've got 6 patties, which is plenty for Scott and myself. I got my plate of flour that I'm going to take each little patty through as I put it into a hot skillet. So I have some canola oil. I don't like olive oil in, like meatloaf and stuff. Sometimes I found it too strong. Vegetable oil would work. This is just canola, and I'm heating it up. And like I said, I put these in. I will just put them in the flour and then put them in. That will kind of help thicken up the sauce too. In it goes. And you would normally do this for the crock pot recipe. You would still brown them on the stove. So the only thing we're doing different is cooking them in the oven at a higher temperature rather than in the crock pot. And once they're in, you can turn the heat down to, I don't know, medium high. You want to brown the patties on both sides and then put them right back into the casserole. Okay, so they're brown on one side. I got my oven preheating. I'm putting it up to 400. I'm going to have to turn my air conditioning on. But while this is finishing, I am going to get like the sauce ready. So I put the 2 cans of cream chicken soup in, and then I got my packet of au jus gravy, and in it goes. You can't do this with every crock pot meal. I've actually messed up a few meals doing this, but I think this one would be absolutely fine. Mix it up. And once you take the Salisbury steaks, out of the skillet and put them back in the casserole, or at that point back in the crock pot, you would pour this over them and bake them, or bake them. What the hell? I'm all confused because I'm doing it different. You would put them in the crock pot and cook them for 4 or 5 hours. This is going to be baked, so I got my oven up high, and I'm going to bake it 35-40 minutes and check it. So I got our cute little Salisbury steaks out of the skillet. I'm going to pour over the soup and the au jus mix right over each one. Okay, so I poured it over them. I'm going to take some aluminum foil. Now, I don't like aluminum foil touching my food, but to cover something, and we'll be fine. I'm going to cover it up so the heat stays inside. I'm putting it on the top rack. I got my oven set at 400, and I'm going to check on it in about 30-35 minutes. I got my potatoes diced up on the stove. These were the really thin-skinned white potatoes that I didn't have to peel. Perfect for a weeknight. I also got some peas out that I'm going to throw in a pot with some water and some butter, a little bit of sugar, maybe some minced onion, and, that's going to be our vegetable tonight. And dinner basically is done, except for mashing that and waiting on the Salisbury steaks. They are done. They look delicious, the peas, and I mashed the potatoes. Let me get it plated up. And this looks like it turned out just fine in the oven, so I'm really happy about that. Okay, so there's dinner. I served it right over the potatoes. It kind of looks messy, but that's okay. And peas. I gave Scott 2. It's time to eat. But I'm making us some brownies for the week. We are a family that likes brownies. You probably saw in my last vlog that I made brownies in this dish, and I'm going to do it again because we like them. I don't know if I've ever tried these from the packets, but I thought, what the hell, why not try them and see how we like them? So I'm going to whip them up. I actually switched out to my brownie pan, and I'm going to put them on the cake platter, but it has this bottom that lifts up, and that's going in the oven. I love how they're all separated. Makes things easier. They are done, and I'm going to let them cool, and then I will push the bottom up and pull this part off, but I want them to cool for a while. I got the brownies done. Look at those glorious brownies. And I got 3 that I didn't squish on there, so those will have to be ate tonight. I'm sure my husband and I will love them. Tonight it is Wednesday, and we are outside enjoying the beautiful weather, enjoying some summertime homemade lobster rolls. You can click on the link that's going to pop up, and it will take you to the recipe.